Let's go see how the garden's doing mid-December. It's cold. I should probably have more clothes on. All right, we are walking through my rose arch, which just recently stopped blooming. I was really surprised how long it bloomed into winter. And I have a series of both metal raised beds and low brick raised beds. I do prefer these metal ones. I like the way they look. And the rabbits tend to leave the stuff in these beds alone more so than the low brick beds, even though technically they could still jump in them. I'm very happy to see that the garlic has already started sprouting and my pansies are looking so healthy. Pansies are one of my favorite edible flowers to grow, and they love cold weather. It's just a win-win-win. I grow them from seed because I like to use them for edible flowers, and I like to know that nothing was ever sprayed on them. You can see I've got pansies up at the front, and then I have put garlic all through this bed. It's got some stock from last year. I'm just letting it go. They kind of look like Dr. Seuss palm trees to me. I don't know. But I have left the back of the bed open because this garlic is going to stay here until July. And I'm going to want to plant something to grow up the trellis as we get closer to summer. This year I'm growing pansies from Three Brothers blooms. I believe these are the Chianti mix. I typically love to grow the nature antique shades. You can see nothing is perfect in this garden. I decided to rip out the peppers when they finally bit the dust, but that's as far as things got. I'm doing a mix of kale and spinach in this bed, but there's some open spaces, and I'll show you what I'm going to put there in just a minute. I love using my gutter planters that I hang on my cattle panel arch that I made to start lettuce seeds. And then I've got a bunch of lettuce transplants that I can pop into any open holes in the winter garden. Works out really well. One thing I have found that the rabbits and the deer do not want to touch is arugula. This bed is entirely arugula. It has yet to be touched by any of the wildlife, and we're just getting to enjoy it. Arugula is also one of my favorite cool season crops to grow. It has just like a really fun punch of a pepper taste to it. Over here, I've got a lot of brassicas going in this bed. Things like really fun broccoli varieties, like, let me show you. This is actually a broccoli variety that you eat the flowers and the stems and the leaves. I really love it. I wish I could remember what it was. I'll have to put it in the notes. And look how great this lettuce is looking. I guarantee you, if this lettuce was in one of these shallow beds, it would be gone. This was full of kale, all gone. This bed is looking like a nightmare. Let's pretend like we don't see that one. I also have things like Romanesco, green magic broccoli in here, just all kinds of fun things. You don't have to stick to just the basics. This is a bay tree, bay leaves like you use in cooking. And I'm actually surprised in my zone 8A that this guy does as great as he does. He's in this little terracotta pot, but he survived last winter here, so I am keeping him here. I am not messing with success. Something else I really enjoy growing during the winter are my Egyptian walking onions. They stay green during the winter, and I can harvest them and use them like green onions and scallions all winter long. Plus, they multiply on their own. Super awesome. This bed behind me also has 4 or 5 different types of garlic growing in it. I also have garlic growing in grow bags in the front yard. Just noticed this the other day. Look, the hellebores are starting to push out new growth all over the yard. I've got hellebores kind of everywhere, and that makes me really happy because that means, oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, we already have, look at this. We already have some buds. This one is a little too covered with leaves. The goal for the next few days is going to be transplanting all of that gutter planter lettuce into the raised beds. I'm going to put some in the shallow beds and maybe do some type of protection like, I don't know, chicken wire, as ugly as it is. Something, I do have a couple cloches I could use, something to try and keep it alive. But if I put lettuce in my metal raised beds, they will definitely not get eaten. Let's take a quick peek at this native plant garden that I put near my vegetable garden. The idea is that the plants that were chosen for this by My Home Park will bloom at the same time as the things that are planted near it need pollinating, like the raspberries and the tomatoes, etc. And look at this, can you believe it? Look at that gorgeous coneflower still going in mid-December. I love it. So, you know, a native plant garden typically sleeps during the winter, which is why it doesn't look crazy amazing right now, but you can see that all the plants are alive and they are ready to go gangbusters once things start warming up. Why don't we go take a peek in the native pocket prairie and see how that's doing. Again, I am not anticipating it looking super lush and amazing. It's not the right time of year for that, but we should be able to check on it and just see how things are going. I had My Home Park help me with the back half of the pocket prairie. I am trying to do the front half from just seed, but that is really slow going. So I wanted to be able to compare what it looks like to plant transplants and see how that compares year over year in terms of it filling out. You can still see the grasses that we planted. This entire area used to be turf grass, and what we did is we got a chip drop, we sheet mulched all but this path, and then we've been slowly transitioning the path from grass to moss, and I am loving it. So all of this was grown from seed. And I love that it's on the side of my house. I can just let it go wild. I don't have to worry about the HOA complaining because I haven't cut it down, even though it's the winter. And I have been transplanting some more things I'm growing from seed. You can see some little plants along here. That is a Mexican hat echinacea. There's another Mexican hat echinacea. There's a penstemon. I am really hopeful that come spring, this whole thing starts looking amazing.